DeMar, where's this one rank in terms of disappointment?
It's up there, especially with the comeback that we had and the confidence that we had, in the second half. We had the feeling we was going to pull it out. A couple mental mistakes, we put them on the line. We got a couple and ones, and we couldn't get a rebound when we needed, and we lost by a bucket.
Coaches use the phrase that you're playing in mud right now a couple of times the last couple of days. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we just a step slow for a lot of our coverages on the defensive end, and our shots got falling. Early first half of the game, we missed a lot of easy shots that we normally make. And even though we played solid defense, we can't let our offense, depict our defense.
Coach talked about confidence, or just that level of belief that you guys have had now for a while that's kind of been almost slipping here the last few weeks. How tough is it to kind of keep your heads up during a stretch like this?
It's not really tough. We got a lot more basketball to play. It's just a couple games. We got to learn from it. We got to take everything from negative from these last couple games and build on it. Use that as motivation from here on out. Because there's always ways to find positive when you lose a game. And, we can't keep our heads down. We got a lot more basketball to play.
You mentioned those shots aren't falling. How important is it to keep taking those shots even though they're not falling right now?
It's important. You can't, I tell every guy on the team, you can miss 5, 6 shots in a row. Nobody on the team can keep shooting. We got to keep shooting. That's what got us where we at now. And, we can't let a couple games just, depict our season.
Have you noticed Terrence's head hanging, and how do you personally help him get out of whatever he's going through right now?
We just got to be there for him, best way we can, uplift him just like we do everybody else. We all been there, playing in this league, everybody been there some type of way. You just got to help him out the best way we can and get him back on his feet. And once he get rolling, it's going to be something he definitely needs when he look back at it.